Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and I got a bone to pick with the whiskey tubers out there. I know I'm the new guy on the block, but how we put it out, best of 2024 list, and it's not 2025 yet. So today, I'm going to kind of show why I think it's silly to come out with a top 5, top 10 bourbon list in mid-December when you still got 2 more weeks. And if you're recording beforehand, like I am right now, because today's January 2nd, you'll probably see this in a couple weeks, but it is a new year for me. And I'm going over the bottles I picked up in the last 2 weeks, starting actually December 18th is the furthest one. And I'm kind of just going to go over in order of when I picked them over the last couple weeks of the year. And I know for a lot of you guys, in December, there's a lot of raffles. A lot of people are doing like holiday, Christmas type giveaways. And, that's sometimes where I get the best bottles of the year. So to kind of make a list before that, it just seems a little, I don't want to say silly again, but just too quick. I think maybe YouTubers are just trying to get out there with their list first, whatever. I do just want to say, if you don't know me, I'm subscribed to a lot of whiskey tube, at least 30 to 40 different whiskey tubers out there. I'm a Patreon member for 5 or 6 of them. So every video they put out, I like it when I watch it. I try to watch every video that they put out. So to me, am you. If you're watching this thing, watching this channel, this video, I'm you. I watch a lot of whiskey tube. But I find it a little frustrating when the lists are coming out. I feel like too early, right? So I'm gonna go over the haul over the last 2 weeks, which I'm looking at all the bottles on the table. It's ridiculous, and I hope my wife doesn't see this episode. So for the first one, we have I picked up these 2 bottles from my local store, and a lot of these bottles are going to end up being from my local store. But this was on the 18th of December. I asked my local store manager for this bottle specifically if he can get it for me. He texted me, said it came in. He's also very good at trying to get me the rare Scotch releases that come out. So I'm gonna try to give you the prices as we go. So this one was $75 and this was $120, and I haven't got into them yet. This is the New Riff malted rye whiskey, the sherry cask. A lot of people or sherry finish. Sorry. A lot of people are putting this on their top list for rye, so I'm gonna try this pretty soon. And then this one, it's a fancy little. It comes in all kinds of fanciness, fancy boxes. The scotches you'll see out here basically all come in fancy ass boxes. Boxes. Okay, so that's the first purchase. Okay. On the 18th, I also got a mail haul. So I got these from a buddy who sent them to me. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, including myself. So they came from somewhere in America. I paid $100 for each of these. It's a pick that he actually did. This is actually my second bottle of it. Great, phenomenal rye pick. It's MGP juice. This will definitely go in my top ryes of the year. But I got a couple extra backups. I already gave one as a gift to a friend. We go over here. The Haystack. This is the rye. I already had the bourbon, which I really liked. It actually won one of our whiskey cigar clubs. This one's $145. The Michter's, which I already cracked into, is $150. And then this was half a bottle of Blanton straight from the barrel for $100. So I'm gonna kind of go over basically all of this is kind of going to show the different ways I acquire my whiskey, and this was a mail haul. So a friend of mine sent these to me, just like the next one. So now we're going to, this is all the 18th. This was the 20th, and this one was sent to me by another friend that came in the mail, and that's the Rare Character Rye 01 that just came out. I do have the bourbon somewhere around here that I got at a local store. This one I had to look on my phone on my Venmo account, but this one was $120 plus ship. So This is really good too. This probably going to the Rye tournament for best of the year. But this is all a mail call. These were the 18th. This is the 20th. Okay, now we get into an expensive day. As you can see, some of these scotches have over 30-year age statements. They come in fancy boxes, so you know it's going to be a pretty penny. So I picked up a Bomberger from 2024. This is from a local store right around the corner from my house. It's the store I shop at the most. This was $135. The Bomberger I picked up as a backup. Bomberger's 2024 was one of my favorite bourbons of the year. So we'll see how it does on the tournament. Angel's Envy Cash Strength. This year's 2024. This was $250. This is one of my 2023 was one of my top bottles from last year. So again, how am I not going to try this before the end of the year and say didn't qualify for best bourbon of the year in 2024 just because I got it at the end of the year? It's 2024. The Booker's bourbon, which if you guys saw the video from the one before this one, this was the best one of the year. $95. Now we get into the fancier bottles. So let's see. The 30 year, which is this one. No, this is 33. The 30 year. So the 30 year was $700, and this comes in a fancy little box, and it's a 2024 release, right? It says, yep, right there. It's a 2024 release right on the label. So if I was going to do a Scotch Best of the Year tournament, I picked this up on the 20th, and it's a 2024 release. Some YouTubers already put out their list before this even hit shelves. And then the 33-year-old Lefroy, $875. I actually thought it was a little bit more expensive than that. It's not cheap by any means, but I actually thought it was a little bit over $1,000. And this is another release of 2024, fancy box, crazy. But if you guys want me to do a best of 2024 in scotches, I know scotches content doesn't do the best on YouTubers or YouTube, according to all the whiskey tubers always talking about that. But these would probably be on there. I did get a few different scotches this year that were phenomenal, that were 2024 releases. So that was the morning or afternoon of the 20th. Okay. And now I was saying how there's a lot of raffles and stuff going on in December, especially around Christmas time. I know we had a few different stores around here doing elf on their shelf type things. They would take a picture of like kind of hinting where the bottles they were hiding, and then people would go there in the morning and try to look for them. I didn't do any of that stuff, but I did go to a liquor store around here that was doing a free giveaway. Not a free giveaway, a right to buy giveaway, basically. You just have to show up. They're doing free samples of some picks and different stuff. And at 7, everyone got a raffle ticket. And at 7:30, they were just pulling raffle tickets. I went there with two buddies. We came from the cigar lounge over there. My buddy got the first one. His raffle ticket got called the first number. And then it wasn't, you got to go into like the little area to pick a bottle. It was, then you picked another like raffle ticket basically of a different bag, and that's what you got the right to buy. So he actually got the first chance to blindly pick this bottle, and this is the bottle he won. Now I didn't win it, obviously. My friend got it. So this is a 2024 release, and I traded him the 2023 release for this bottle because I figured let me get the 2024 because then I can open it up and review it to see if it's going to be good enough for best of the year, where the 23 kind of is already too old, you know what I mean? So I traded him the 23 for the 24, but just happy that I was able to get this bottle. So that was the evening of the 20th. Okay, so then we go to the 21st. I went to my local store. He had a couple bottles for me to pick up there. These were the bottles. This is a store pick that they did. And this is a store pick that they did. So a couple store picks. And to me, that's how I always buy the store picks of my local store because then, one, I'm supporting them and they know that. And then they, put some bottles aside for me, right? That's building that relationship. But I always buy their store picks. One, they do great store picks, so it's not like they're drain pours, but I always buy their store picks. The Penelope Weedy just came over to Connecticut, and I heard mixed reviews on it, but it's not that expensive. So actually, let me go over the price. So that's like $35. The Wilderness Trail Bourbon was $60, and the Russell store pick was $75. And then we go into some of the more rare stuff that I've been looking for. They just hit Connecticut recently. So the Penelope Single Barrel 10-year because I'm about to go over a 9-year that I also picked up. So the 10-year is $90. And then something that people are going crazy for is this Smoke Wagon 777s, and I guess they didn't make a lot of bottles. They only made 1,600 bottles. Bottle number 1445 of 1,600. So they didn't make a lot of these. Only 1,600 bottles. That's crazy. I did end up picking up another one of these for someone. I already sent it to them. So this one is $95. So we'll see how this one is. And then I actually picked up a Glenmorangie Tailable ice cream for a friend. I already sent that out to someone. That was, just in case you want to know, that was $105 for the Tailable ice cream, which is very good. I've had mine for a while, and that's one of those scotches that came out this year that was really good. And then this McNean Organic, but this is like a special edition one. It's the Huntress Orchard Cobbler. So this one was $115. So another thing that came out this year that's a scotch. So on the 24th, I went a little hunting. I did a little hunting. Hit up a couple liquor stores just to see if anyone put anything out for Christmas Eve. And I went to a local store I go to a lot and picked up this bottle. No idea anything about it. It was $40. I don't have the receipt for it. And that was we were drinking this on Christmas Eve night at my in-laws' house. It's actually pretty good for $40. The mouthfeel was really good. I remember being pretty tasty, like a pretty good $4 bottle, aged 5 years, 100 proof. So maybe I'll compare it to some other stuff, but that was a pretty good pickup, not knowing much about it. And then on the drive over, I stopped at a different liquor store and picked up this Penelope 9-year, which was $70. So I got the Penelope 9-year, the 10-year. I'm waiting for a pick from SLB Patreon, and my local store also has a pick coming out. I don't know when that's coming out, but that would be a good, fun blind video to do with all the Penelope higher status stuff. Then I gave my wallet a rest for a couple days, apparently, between work and, I guess, Christmas. On the 27th, I went to a store that I used to live by. I moved a couple years ago. And I stopped in there because I was in the area. I picked up a Calumet 16-year, which was one of my favorite bottles from 2 years ago. And when I was living up there, I bought a whole case of these because they were selling them for, and they still are, for $129, and I think the case was even cheaper than that. But I don't ever see this under $150 anywhere else, and so I saw it up there for $130, and I picked up another one. Even though I think I'm down to, this might be my only backup at this point. And then I saw this High West Casa Noble, the Noble Share. A blend of straight whiskeys finished in Marquis de Casa Noble Añejo barrels. So, I don't know. That's a pretty fancy little label. And, I'm not the biggest fan of the High West Midnight Winter's Night Dram. Just because of the price. And then I go and buy this. And this one was... What? Hold up. So it's actually not on this receipt. I have to go look on my phone because I bought one and then I went back to get another one for someone else. So the other one actually had the sticker on it. So this was $170, which is actually more expensive than a Midwinter's Night Dram. So this freaking better be delicious. We'll see. This is something I'm gonna try soon. And my last purchase on New Year's Eve, and the first bottle I cracked open and drank on New Year's Day, was this Larceny Store Pick Barrel Proof. So this is a thing now, is the Larceny Barrel Proof Store Picks. This is the first one that hit Connecticut shelves at my local store. So lucky that I got that, right? So it's 6 years, 126.8 proof. And if you probably, at this point, the Larceny video came out a couple videos ago. And I didn't compare A, B to any of them. Like the A was my favorite one. But this was phenomenal versus those other ones. At least just drinking it without comparing it. No off-putting notes like I know B and C had. So that's why I would think that this would beat them out in a blind. But this was actually pretty good. So, be on the lookout for your local stores that do picks. They're doing Larceny Barrel Proof picks. So that's awesome. And I know there's a couple more coming to other stores in Connecticut. So yeah, this is a lot of whiskey. I'm not 100% sure if they're even all on the camera, but I kind of just threw them in front of me because why not? And, back to my earlier point, I don't know how I would do a top 24 best of year type stuff without, trying these out and comparing them before doing all of that. So I know I keep pushing back the best of year tournament for this channel. But my next video is going to be a blind with a bunch of these whiskeys to see if any of them make it to the top of 2024. So be on the lookout for that. If it's already posted, I'll put it here or somewhere around here. I'll figure out how to do that. So have a good day. Bye.